Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mikkel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm going to talk about the crazy chronicles of my life. And this is part two because I made a previous video where I was talking about something crazy that I did at 14 years old. I tell these stories because I think I reflect back on when I was young and foolish. I was just young and doing foolish things. Okay, so, and I want many of you all to think back on your younger years or when you was just doing foolish things and not thinking properly. Just think and reflect back on these times because it will show you how much you have grown and changed. So around this time, I was like around 28 or 29. I wasn't real young. I was young. I was not a teenager, or I wasn't 20, 21. I was in my late 20s, but I was still immature. I wasn't thinking properly right, and I was doing off and foolish things. I was so foolish and naive back then. Okay, it's like around 28 and 29. I was going with my ex-boyfriend. I talked about him in many of my previous videos. So if you go back and check out my earlier videos, I've talked about him. So at this time, I was dating my ex-boyfriend, and he lied to me about a lot of stuff, but I seen a lot of red flags, but I ignored it. I didn't trust my intuition and instincts and my inner voice. I knew something wasn't right, but I ignored it. I ignored all the red flags and all the warning signs, all because I was in love and trying to make it work. I was I was foolishly in love. I'll put it like that. It wasn't true love. He didn't love me. And I was more infatuated. I would say I was really just naive and infatuated over him. It wasn't true love, and I I won't call it really being in love. It was just infatuation and being dumb and blinded by love. And so he lied to me about his name and age. Because eventually, and some kind of way, I found I found his Facebook page. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think again of how it all started. Yeah. I found his page on Facebook, and I was like, "That's his picture And that's him. But he gave me a fake name. I'm like, he told me this name was this, but his name is not that. His name is really this. As he lied to me about his name and age. I was like, oh my goodness. He been lying to me for about 4 or 5 months about his name and age. And I was like, how could he do this to me? I was so mad, hurt, and angry inside. So on his Facebook page, I started looking at his friends and family members, and I seen his aunts on his Facebook page. So I found one of his aunts on his page, and I went on her page and I found out where she worked. And I don't know why I did this. I was so crazy and foolish back then. And so I found out where she worked, and I went to her job. I went up. I mean, I drove up to her job. I don't know why I did it. I should have thought about it first. I should not went on her job. I should just waited until I talked to him again, took a front, and asked him about it, or I should have just I forgot about it. I should have just didn't care. Don't deal with him ever again, and forget about it. But so, like I say, I drove to her job, and on her job, I came to the front desk. She was working, so I could not see her. But at the front desk, I left my name and number. And so later on, she called me and she was angry. She's like, why would you come up on my job to ask questions about a man? She's like, I don't know who he is dating. I, I don't know you. I don't know anything about this. And don't come on my job no more. I was like, yeah. She said her manager came to her fussing, asking her what was this about. But I didn't come on the job fussing, acting crazy. I mean, I didn't cause no disturbance. I came in quiet and peacefully. I asked for her and I left my name and telephone number. That's all I did. But apparently, I guess the job didn't know if I was going to be outside the job trying to fuss and start a disturbance or fight or whatever, but I wasn't. But she was so mad. She's like, I don't know nothing about this. I don't know who he is dating and talking to. Why would you come on my job to ask questions about a man? She was like, you should be asking him these questions, not me. And she's like, do not come back on my job no more. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm not in it. And she was saying it in a mean and nasty tone. And she hung the phone up. She was so mad. She was so mad and disgusted and was saying in such a very mean and nasty tone that she hung the phone up on me. But afterwards, I see why she was mad because I thought about it. After I got matured, it wasn't foolish anymore. I thought about it and I said, I should not have went on that woman's job. I said, I don't know why I did that. But back then, I would do crazy things. At times, I would just get so mad and angry. I would get so mad and angry that I would do foolish and stupid things and crazy things. So back then, like I was not mature, and I was crazy. I was just so foolish, stupid, dumb. I'll be honest, I was dumb and crazy. I was crazy. And I was crazy to go up on her job just to ask questions about a man when I should have just asked him or forgot about it and didn't care about him anymore. But after a while, I matured. I got more smart. After after I got more intelligent and wise, I have more wisdom now. So I became more wise. After that, I was like, I should not went on her job and did that. And I see why she was mad at me. I really understand why she was upset and mad at me. I get it. I see why she was so angry and was talking to me in a mean and nasty tone and way. I totally get it. I now understand why she acted in that way. I was like, I'm never doing that again. I was like, I'm never going up on no one's job to ask questions about a man. I say, I don't care about him more. As soon as I see any red flags and warning signs, I'm not going to deal with that man anymore. I'm going to break up and leave them alone. As soon as I see the first signs that something not right, I want to trust my intuition and my instincts and my inner voice. I'm going to listen and leave that man alone. I'm just going to leave them alone. Yeah, but soon I became intelligent, wise, and mature. I was like, I'm never going on no one's job. I said, never, ever, ever. I would never, ever, ever, ever go on no one's job asking questions about a man. I said, I would never do that ever again. I would never do that. I will never do that no more. So like I say, I think I reflect back on a lot of foolish, wild, and crazy things I did when I was young, stupid, naive. So that's why I tell these stories, because I want you all to think and reflect back on when you was young, or at times in your life when you was just foolish, naive, and doing crazy and wild things. Because once you think back and reflect on those things, it gives you a lesson. Even though you was stupid and did wild and crazy things at that time, you still was taught a lesson out of all those things. So those things will teach you a lesson and make you a better, much wiser, and greater person. So that's why I think I reflect back on those things, and I want you all to think and reflect back on those times, because I'm quite sure out of all of that, I'm quite sure out of all of that, you all have learned a lesson from it. And I'm quite sure that just as me, as well as you all, I'm quite sure that me, I'm quite sure that me and you all are much intelligent, more mature, and much wiser than you was back then. I'm a cow. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you all in the next video. Okay, and hit the notification bell each time I make a video. You will be notified. Bye. Peace. I'm out. One love.